What up, guys?
What
Welcome to
up?
the house. We are live,
What's up,
my guys.
bro?
Let's go.
We are live.
We are here to talk about the Chiefs-Chargers game this weekend, kind of talk a little bit about some of the news throughout the week. But bottom line, we just want to jump right into it, and let's see what we could do this week against the Chiefs. So let's get into it, guys. Bolt Bros.
Let's go.
I'm Dale Henley. You watching the Bolt Bros podcast? Let's do it!
We are here.
Lot to discuss this week, folks. Lots to discuss. Cowboys game, still licking our wounds on that. You know, for real, right?
Bruh.
Bruh,
Yeah,
come on
man,
now.
hey,
Not good. Not good.
Cowboys game's under the bridge, man. We ain't got time to bleed. We got to just
You
keep
ain't got
moving
time
forward.
to bleed.
You know?
You ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah.
Got to move forward.
That's right.
No
Hey,
joke.
Yep.
And guys, like at the end of the day, I think we can beat the Chiefs, right? We play them tight every single game. You know, it's a divisional rivalry. We know how to play them. We got a lot to discuss on all this. So, guys, as always, let's just get into some questions. We're going to go through our slides, but throw your questions out. We will get to all your questions. Let's just go through the slides. We have a whole presentation here for you guys, and we want to get into it. And let's get through the
Emotional damage.
We're getting pretty good on the soundboard.
that
thing.
emotional day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, I
Hey,
know.
Kyle.
So, all right, guys. Go
Kyle
ahead.
had one little announcement before the Bears game, too. Just throw that out there real quick if you want to just chat on that briefly, Kyle.
Sure. Well, real quick though, so people are still. We're doing a massive homeless charity event. The Chargers Bolt family has been putting this thing on for months now, and we've been collecting a bunch of things like clothes, hygiene kits, like food, like kind of protein bars and stuff like that. So any watch party you go to, like in LA area, bring something there, like like the Die Hard Bolt Club events, or like Los Rayos, or Bolt City Diehards. Bring something there because we're all involved at Thunder Alley to put this stuff on. Because like James was saying before the Bears game, we are actually going to be starting to put all those kits together on the Friday night or Friday day before the event, and then that Saturday we're actually going to go to Skid Row and hand them out to the homeless. Like we set it up with like the refresh center over there. We set it up with a whole bunch of things. Like I'm telling you, like there's literally like most of Thunder Alley is involved in this. It's going to be amazing, a super awesome experience, and the news is going to be there. So because I got our contact up in that, so it'll be really fun. It's going to be a good time to get prepared for the Bears game and do a little bit of charity along the way.
Hopefully
cool.
bring
We'll
some good
keep-
vibes. Hopefully bring some
Good
good
vibes.
vibes.
Good
Yeah,
vibes.
for the team.
Good vibes.
Right.
Okay.
Bring some positive karma for the Chargers that day. That's for sure.
That's right. So
All right, guys. So
very
let's
cool.
get into it. Let's talk about the game. Everyone's calling it the Taylor Bowl. Got the Swifties. We got Taylor Biscotti. What's up? Is Biscotti like a little tasty little cookie thing from Italy you put in your coffee?
I think so.
That's
Yeah.
right?
I think so. Yeah.
Well,
Hey. Here we go. There we go.
Oh, boy.
Love is in the air, boys and
Bit of
girls.
Taylor
Love is
Bowl.
in the air. Okay, here we go. So, I mean, look, whatever. At the end of the day, rumors. They're rumors, obviously. And by the way, I mean, it is kind of interesting. Taylor Swift and Kelsey. We'll see what happens with all that. Kind of feels like a publicity stunt to me. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah. And Robert over there saying Biscotti's hotter than Swift, just being honest. So is that a win for Herbert already? Ta-ching. Let's go.
I mean, I wouldn't kick either one of them out of bed.
We don't have that
Cracker.
sound loaded up.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think it's fine. I mean, I don't see why Taylor Biscotti wouldn't be dating Justin Herbert, man. I mean, that fool's a catch, bro. So
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he's got $200
He's awesome.
million
I mean,
now.
Kelsey's obviously a pretty good player too. I still think it's hilarious that all these like Swifties are like, oh my God. Oh, it's so great that Travis Kelce can actually have some popularity now, right? You're like, okay, anyways, he's won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Stupid, dude.
Isn't it so great that Taylor Swift put him on the map finally?
Oh, damn, is that for real, Mark? I did not know that.
I just read that.
Oh, shoot.
Really?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wait.
Oh, that's awesome.
Maybe Herbert. Maybe Herbert's doing a little, gold digging himself, right?
Yeah. He's buying up. He's buying up. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, a lot to discuss with that. I think it's interesting, but again, it's always more funny than anything. But let's talk about some quarterback comparisons. Old Philly Riv and Herbie. Guys, this is kind of a bit frustrating. But what it is, how is it always that these Charger quarterbacks are so good but can never seem to get over the hump, right? And it's frustrating. It's like, I don't know, it's tough. It's just really an annoying conversation. So I know James and Kyle, you guys have plenty to talk about it. I got a few more things I want to say too, but what are your thoughts on this? And guys, in the chat, throw your questions out, guys. Throw the heat out. Aether, I know you said you want to spit your fire. Spit your fire, dude. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah. And the whole thing, I'm looking at this chart when I started, and I don't believe we put this in the slides or anything like that, but it's interesting going back to say 54 games. That's a fair amount of seasons. It's what, 12, 24 or 16, 30. It's like 4 or 5 years, I think it is, give or take. But there's this video that pointed out talking about the Chargers since 2006. There's 88 losses by 1 possession. There's 41 fourth quarter overtime interceptions in 1-score games and 17 picks in the final 2 minutes of 1-score games. That's not good. We're finding ways to basically lose games at the end. We're being competitive, but we're not finding ways to finish. And it sucks looking at this because, Justin Herbert, his trajectory is just about or even better than Phillip Rivers, and he's getting the same results here. And that's a frustrating thing. Is it a culture thing at this point? Is it voodoo that we got to do to be able to get that out of here? Like I was saying, dude, we get some sage and sage up that locker room, sage the players, sage the Spanos, sage SoFi. I don't know. We got to do something, man, because it's, Herbert is better than 500. He is better than 500, and he deserves to be better than 500, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I don't know, Kyle, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, this is really frustrating to see because, obviously we knew that those last 54 games with Rivers led to his release while we sent him over to the Colts and stuff like that. It wasn't even Rivers' fault for him to actually the decline right there. I feel like it's the coaching and a lot of things like that. He always had Keenan Allen with him for a very long time, but there's just a lot of, I don't know, I put it on. I blame coaching, 100%. Blame management and coaching. It's just too much. Yeah. Too much of a consistency that we've had over the last 10, 15 years of mediocrity in our coaching and management staff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been frustrating. It's been hard to figure out. Good to see you guys. Everyone's just going to be rolling in, guys. Again, we got a few more slides to go through. Throw your questions out. Throw your comments out. We'll get to all of them as well. And again, it's hard, right? This guy we're going to show right now is another frustrating situation, right? Why is Quentin Johnston not being involved in the offense? I did a video on him this week. And guys, it's just really aggravating that we're not utilizing him at all, right? And guys, there's really simple things we can do to get him involved, right? We're talking just jet sweeps, something really simple, hand it off to him somehow, or quick, screens, wide receiver screens, something, just throw some slants. We got the guy because of Yak. Why not use that, right? And we're not doing anything. And I'm going to tell you one story, just really quickly. I play a little volleyball. There's this girl that played on our team. She's not good, and she never played before. And I remember this one guy was next to her, and he kept feeding her the ball. And I'm like, man, what are you doing? He's like, oh yeah, I'm giving her touches so she could, get better. And I was like, huh. And I hadn't thought about it that way, right? I figured, well, practice and whatever. Literally by the end of the season, that was the beginning of the season. By the end of the season, she was one of our best players because she got touches. She got the ability to know how to position her body, get the ball up in the air, play. When you're not getting somebody touches, guess what? They get stale. They're not involved. And I will say this. I don't think it's a Kellen Moore issue. I think it's Justin Herbert issue. Justin Herbert is not feeding him the ball for some reason. And I don't know why. But I think Kellen Moore needs to just say, this ball is going to Quentin Johnston. Throw him the fucking ball, right? Just that's it, right? But for whatever reason, they're not doing that. And I don't understand why. And it frustrates me that we're not seeing even a few touches a game, nothing. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on this?
It's simple as that. I mean, there's nothing more to say about that. I mean, it's really just find opportunities to give them the ball quick and early on. I mean, Matt Money talked about it too. And he's like, this is an enigma. Like he literally said, Justin Herbert, throw the ball to him. Like you don't have a first round pick like this and not get him involved. Like I understand that there's possibly a hierarchy involved. Well, Mike Williams is gone. Is Joshua Palmer the same as Mike Williams? The whole breakdown of who Quentin Johnston is an element that we've been missing on this team, and we're just not getting it to him. Now, you could go back to the Cowboys game. Justin Herbert did look like he had a pretty wide open Quentin Johnston and was going to dump it off to him for a deep ball, but then his arm got hit at that time. But you got to give him the ball. Like, once again, screen pass, dump him off, sweeps. Just get him to have the ball in his hands. Like, Justin Herbert, it seems like, has more completions or catches than Quentin Johnston this season, it seems like, which doesn't make any sense. So you got to get him involved. You got to give him involved. And we'll hopefully it happens in this game. I mean, we feel like every week is going to be a breakout week. I mean, we just need to see him get targets, please.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do think that there's a lot to be said about that as well. And we're talking more about the offense and defense. We're going to review the stats of the Chargers and Chiefs where we sit, moving forward. But this is an interesting little tidbit from Popper right here. So, in the interest of sample size, I guess James, you want to talk a little bit about this as well too? I know.
Read through it since the start of 2022, Chargers allowing 37.8% true conversion rate on 3rd and 11 plus. No other team above 28%. We are allowing big plays. Like, even to say that last game, Michael Davis, 3rd and 17 or whatever it was, could have tackled him, called it. Derwin James, previous game, hitting somebody when he was basically on the ground, helmet to helmet. It was like 3rd and 19 or whatever. Yeah, exactly. It's all it freaking is. And, since the start of 2021, allowing 28.6 true conversion rate on 3rd and 11 plus, no other team above 25%. We are making a lot of errors on defense, mental errors through penalties. We're allowing teams to stay on field and just because of our stupidity. And 3rd and 11 should be done. And for some reason or another, I think we do really well on a first down and a second down. We just stop playing at 3rd down. I think even at 4th down right now, we are giving up 90% 4th down attempts on us right now.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
It is not good at all right now on this defense. This is situational defense that should be locked down. And for whatever reason, we're just blowing it. We are blowing it right now.
Well, and I think bottom line though too, everyone keeps asking if Staley should go. We read all your comments. Look, if anything, he's going to leave because the defense is playing like shit. We're playing horrible, dude. And I understand the concept of bend don't break, but this is ridiculous, dude. And I remember there was 2 times I remember in the Cowboys game, it was like 3rd and long, and you were literally giving them the first down the entire time. Like it was exactly. And like, it was so bad. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, they weren't being aggressive at all. Right. And again, like, you saw how the Niners beat the Cowboys. Well, why weren't we playing a similar way when we were playing very much soft zone. I don't know, dude. Like it's frustrating. I mean, why can't we make the offense and defense finally be on the same page? And for whatever reason, it just doesn't ever seem to happen that way.
Well, and it's frustrating too, because if you go back to that Cowboys game, there's one play that I can remember that Michael Davis played man, like press right at the line, and he batted that pass down. Keep doing it. Like,
Yeah. Oh, we lose him.
high,
Looks
cover
like we
one.
lost James there.
A lot of man
yeah, we
on
lost
us. I
James
mean,
for a second,
obviously
yeah.
Herbert still had a pretty fair game, but like,
Oh, yeah, we lost you there for a second, James.
oh,
Yeah, we lost you there, James.
whoop, okay, all right, I think I'm back.
Yeah, you're back now. Yeah.
I'm back.
Live TV, folks.
Repeat
Live
what you were
TV.
saying. Repeat what you were saying.
So
We did not hear
basically
what
it
you
is-
said.
There was a lot of Cowboys basically playing a lot of like press coverage on us, cover one kind of situation. Herbert still did fine on us, but at the same side, there was a lot of tight windows that Herbert was trying to throw to. And for us, once again, just repeating what you said, Andrew, we're giving these guys like 9 to 10 yard gaps. And if I'm a quarterback, I'm throwing it to that guy every time. Like, that's pretty much what happened. And even to say if Dak runs out of the pocket or whatever quarterback we play, you could run on that side and you could still get 5 to 6 yards minimum on a run out to those sides. So it's just absolutely frustrating.
It has been strange. This has been a weird season in a lot of different ways. And I think a lot of people are frustrated. They're like, dude, we want to see the Chargers be successful. I think a lot of people want to see the Chargers successful because they like Justin Herbert. They like the concept of the Chargers. And it's like, but they're wetting the bed, right? I mean, fans included are very frustrated. We understand. And look at these numbers right here. They're having very similar seasons, right? I mean, and by the way, those 2 interceptions for Herbert ended games, right? Because they were both interceptions that ended games. And so, by the way, just so you guys know, Justin Herbert was pressured, I think it was 21 or 22 times in that Cowboys game. And they were only pressuring 4 to 5 guys max, blitzing 4 or 5 guys max. So the offensive line did not play great,
Right.
So, yeah, it was a bit frustrating, but a lot to be said about this, right? And the Chiefs defense has been great. It's what's kept them in games. Their offense has not looked great. So, if Herbert can have a normal game, I think we'll be fine. But, man, that's just kind of the situation.
Yeah, I mean, and these stats, that's even like one less game for Herbert. So, to show that it's like these stats are pretty similar to each other, even with one less game. I mean, that speaks a lot towards Justin Herbert, how good he is, though, too. So he's still not having a terrible season. In comparison.
Yeah.
And again, I really have liked what I've seen in the offense with Kellen Moore. Dude, I'm not joking. You go back and watch what Joe Lombardi did with Justin Herbert. Man, those plays were just garbage, dude. Nothing interesting. These plays are designed very well. Very well. People are going to be open. But for some damn reason, I don't understand. Like, Herbert's also not looking at other players. He's only looking at Keenan Allen. He needs to get a little better at surveying the field. But, of course, you got a guy like Keenan Allen who's got the best hands in the league and is very easy at, always getting open. It's kind of a no-brainer. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you still got other guys that can be open, right? And you need to start surveying the field. Because they're not going to respect the fact that Quentin Johnson keeps running a go, and the safety's never going to trail him because he's not throwing the ball. He's not throwing the ball. So I don't care. I'm not going to cover him. And you lose the integrity of the offensive play if you're not spreading the ball around. That's the other way of saying it. So
big time. I mean, and that's the thing that they chatted about on Chargers Weekly. Like, you're letting basically have less players on the field. You're basically playing against more people on the defense, essentially, because you're just neutralizing somebody at that point. And I mean, Quentin Johnson's not a threat at all. So they're just don't care. Let him do whatever he wants to do. Justin Herbert's not going to throw it to him. But I'm going to say one thing about those stats, though, too. That gap between 2 and 3 and 5 and 1 is pretty small. Because if you look at like that sample size of what Patrick Mahomes did to Justin Herbert, It's not much different, but it's situationally, that's the difference maker to what's going on with the Chiefs versus the Chargers. They're better at situational plays, situational defense. That's what's the difference at this point.
Yeah, and I would like to see Darius Davis more involved. Also, we got some ideas on Kelsey. Talk about. Okay, so let's talk about the offense real quick. So this is where we sit. And again, guys, throw your questions out, throw your statements out. We're going to get to all of them. Okay. So, okay, points per game. We're right around the same. Right? I mean, we're right there.
Yeah.
We're scoring points. Passing offense, kind of right around there, same area. Rushing offense, kind of the same. I mean, pretty similar offensively, guys. Right. So total offense, 8th, they're 4th. And honestly, we haven't. It's weird, right? Like, I feel like in so many ways we've shown flashes of brilliance, but again, these last few quarters with Justin Herbert have been pretty bad. He has not played great, and I don't know if it's really the finger. I don't know if it's a lot of that. I mean, who knows, really? Where we have struggled though is third down conversions. It's a little frustrating how bad we've been at third downs, and I don't really understand why. Right? I do think that not having Eckler out there has been a problem. There was a few times he was wide open, and and Herbert didn't look his direction, which he should have because he was wide open. But they're much better at third down right now. Red zone scoring, we're killing it. Like, we're scoring in the red zone, which is good. Just getting down to the red zone has been our problem, right? So sacks allowed, we're not really, we're doing fine on sacks allowed. And actually, the Chiefs are doing great, but it's also Mahomes is very good. He's a very mobile quarterback, avoiding the sack. Turnovers, first, and they're 28. So they're giving the ball up a lot, right? So, look, I think offensively, we're right there with them. You pretty much the same. So I don't know. There's a lot to discuss about this. I don't know. What's your thoughts on this moving forward? Again, throw your questions out as well, guys. We're going to get to all of them. We're going to talk about the offense, and then we're going to talk about the defense.
Big thing too is fourth down conversions for us have been really bad. And I can't remember the exact percentage, but it's not like we're doing well. I think we're maybe at I want to say it's 60%, which doesn't sound like that bad, but at the same side, I'm going to give you one play. The Bolt Bros chatted about this just before the game. It was the 4th and 1 around the 5-6 yard line, I think it was, of the last game. Justin Herbert rolls out and then stops his momentum and then throws the ball to Palmer in the back. And then it's a perfectly played play versus the Cowboy defender. That to me was a play that you were like, as a coach, you have him roll out, keep his momentum running, try to force the defense to come in towards you, opens up the back end of the end zone to be able to either throw, or you could just get that 1 yard. He threw the ball basically about 8 yards away from the 4th and 1 position. Your threat is now to throw the ball. You just became Phillip Rivers. Like, you're not going to run at that point. And so things like that are frustrating to me about these fourth down calls. I mean, the Philly push didn't work out well for us. I feel like we tried to run the ball up the gut. It didn't go anywhere. Like, we got to find something here on the fourth down situation. And if you're going to go and base upon what Brandon Staley got hired for was to beat the Chiefs. Weird thing though is that Justin Herbert is 2-1 in Arrowhead, by the way. Kind of wild to think about that, but one of those games was not against Patrick Mahomes, but he is 1-1 in Arrowhead versus Patrick Mahomes. So.
Yeah. And again, I think we do have an opportunity to win. Like, I just feel like, look, it's weird because I feel like the Chargers are so close to just being a very good team. You see super flashes of brilliance, and then you see this just like wetting the bed moment. You're like, what the hell was that? And you just have to constantly just go, okay, that was just weird. Like, why did that happen? And it just absolutely is just frustrating, right? And again, we're going to talk more about a lot of this stuff as well. Again, keep throwing your questions out as well. We're going to talk about that more. We're going to go through all your questions.
I want to say one point about the Chargers as a franchise. the Chargers' overall record as a franchise, we are 480 wins to 480 losses with 11 ties. We are just there. Like, we're not anywhere higher. We're not anywhere lower. We're just staying.
Yeah.
We're good with being 50%, basically. That's pretty much it. And that is a frustrating situation all around.
Emotional damage.
Yeah.
No doubt. That's exactly it. I mean, you look at that and you think, okay, Phillip Rivers was a 500 quarterback for his last 54 games. Justin Herbert's a 500 quarterback with his last 54 games. We got to find a way to be able to close these games out. And what do we lose? 88 games since 2006 by one score type games. We're not finding ways to close games. And that's
we're not
to this franchise.
Well, and that's
huge, man.
What we just saw, like with those stats, is that like the problem's not offense, it's defense.
Yeah.
We just got to just see it. Like, I mean, we just keep letting them hang around.
Yep.
They're just hanging around.
Just
hanging around. Yeah, we need to get that soundbite. Yeah, but okay. But I'll say this: it's weird because I do think Kellen Moore is doing fine. I am completely fine with the way he's calling games. I think he's doing some nice things. I think Herbert, for whatever reason, is not really looking at everyone on the field, right? You know, everyone's talking about Eckler, everyone's talking about Darius Davis, QJ. I'll give you a good example. Remember when he made that face? I swear that was the same time that's when he went like that. And I think it was when Eckler was running Wildcat, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That was supposed to be a pass. That was a pass. And I don't know why he tried to run the ball. And again, I think Eckler made a few stupid choices, right? He did not look that great. Somebody made a comment. We'll probably talk a little more about that. I don't want to talk too deep into it now, but he didn't look great. He didn't look great to me, you know? So there's a lot to be said about that. And again, it goes back to my touches comment about, you know, playing volleyball or any sport. If you're not out there playing, you get rusty, and he's been out of it for a couple of games. So, you know, that's a big issue with Eckler.
Agreed.
Love this picture though, guys. Now, people keep talking about what should we do against Kelsey. Yo, if Derwin James plays, what are you gonna say, Kyle?
We got to do that.
Do exactly that.
Just suplex him.
I'm going to say one thing about Kelsey. I watched who did they play last? Who did the Chiefs play? I can't remember who they played.
The Denver Broncos. It was like
that's right.
You know, it's funny because a lot of the Chiefs fans I was reading about or watching about that game, they were like, "Oh, this is going to be the breakout game for the offense for the Chiefs finally." Well, I mean, the Broncos, who got 70 burger thrown on top of them, they held you to 18 points. Like
18 points, dude.
I mean, they might really miss Eric Bieniemy, by the way, man. Like, it's kind of bad.
Eric Bieniemy
ain't clicking.
It ain't clicking, dude. And it's weird. So I was watching a lot of so first and foremost, what I would say, you need to take 87 off the board, right? You know what I would do? I would put Derwin, and Matt Money Smith said this 100%. He said, Derwin, you just cover 87. I don't give a shit. You do nothing but blanket his ass the entire man to man and literally get physical with him at the line, period. White on rice, just beat him down, punch him in the face, hit him in the dick, do whatever you got to do. I mean, really, I'm not even joking. Like be an absolute asshole to him, dude. Like, and that's what, but here's the thing. The other thing though, is Derwin James is costing us penalties.
Exactly.
2 games easily he's lost us because of the way he's hitting people. That one hit on that, who was the tight end from the Cowboys? Anyways, that late hit cost us a field goal.
Stupid.
And I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, and he was just on the ground and he just hit him.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, what are you doing? Terrible.
Yeah. Well, and the one thing about Kelsey, in my opinion, if you watched, and I want to say it was against the Bronco game, whatever, but watching his routes, he would always go up, fake like he's going to go left or right, and then just turn to the other opposite side and just sit there, turn around and wait for the ball to come to him. He hits the middle of the field and stops and waits for, he just tries to push off the defender just enough to be able to get Mahomes to it. My thoughts is spy quarterback with the linebacker in the middle, Derwin blanket him pretty much the entire time. Make sure you got a guy standing in those zones of where Kelsey likes to sit in between the hashes and stay there. Stay there.
Yeah.
Whatever side he's on, stay near that hash point. Don't allow him to get that little soft spot in the defense. Stay there as much as you possibly can. Watch where Mahomes' eyes are going.
Yep.
And
yeah, and then
that's the right idea.
And then whatever direction Mahomes is scrambling, you guys all do the same thing. You follow him, and because that's what Kelsey does. He keeps his eye on Mahomes, sees he's in trouble, he finds himself open in the same direction, and then that's it. That's how Mahomes does a little diving throw catch stuff.
Now the other thought I had though was why not put Deion Henley on him. And the reason why I like Deion Henley is Deion Henley is very young, he's very fast, and he can be very physical, and he's very good at coverage. So I like the idea of that also. But dude, just get physical with him, dude, and just don't even think for a second he's in there to block. He's not in there to block. He might be in there to chip, but he's going to run a route and do something. He's always the safety valve for Mahomes. Man him up no matter what, period. And then, maybe if he's not in the game for whatever reason, say, okay, cool, dude, Derwin, do something different then. I want you to edge rush or whatever, right? Anyways, we could talk about this all day. Now, I will say this. I do have a little bit of a thought. I know Derwin's on the IR, or he's not on the IR. He's on the injury report, though, correct?
He's questionable.
Yeah.
Questionable. Okay, so there was another injury that popped up, something about his ankle or something?
Yeah, it was something like that. And that kind of came out of nowhere. Had no idea where that came from.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was to sit. The reason being is he's getting all these freaking 15-yard, personal foul penalties. I mean, he's had 3 this year already?
Yeah.
So, and they've cost us every single one of them. They've cost us. Look, go back. They probably cost us 2 games at least, 2. And Derwin, he came out and said as much. He's like, yeah, 2 games, 2, 3.
Yeah. Yep. No, 2.
Peace.
Yeah, Johnny, Utah.
But again, 2. Yeah, Utah. Yeah. But my point is, at the end of the day, maybe they're just going to sit him and say, hey, bro, get healthy. You need to, maybe they bring in some sort of consultant to get him to get lower, go for the legs more, and get his mind right. For whatever reason, he's hitting people incorrectly as far as the NFL, and he's not adjusting, he's not changing, and that's on him. So,
oh yeah, he's got to sweep the legs. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and again, I don't quite understand though. To me, I understand the head and neck issue. But dude, you could hit a guy's knee and blow his knee out amazingly bad, right? And I always think dang, dude, I almost feel I guess the argument your head's more important than your knee, I suppose. But come on, it's still, some of those hits look horrible when I see them. I'm like, shit, I don't know, man. Anyways, so well, we're giving up a lot of points compared to the Chiefs. We're 23rd, which is good. So we're getting a little bit better. Passing defense, not good. And Mahomes could have a breakout game. I could see him try to do some stuff. Again, I would play very physical at the line. I don't know about you guys, but I would jam them at the line, push them, get physical, get in their face.
Yep.
I like the way we play that way. I think we're a better team in man. I don't understand why we don't do it. It pisses me off to no end, especially on 3rd down.
Yeah.
On 3rd down, jam them at the damn line. Just freaking jam them. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, disrupt their route. Yeah, you can't give them a 5, 10, 8-yard cushion. I mean, that's easily going to get them a first down if they just get a little bit of yards after catch.
Yeah,
pushing for the pushing, dude. Pushing for the pushing.
Right. Dude, push him just a little bit off of his route instead of giving him some stupid 8-yard, 8-yard gap between basically the first down.
Give a nice running start on that,
The one thing I'm going to say though, too is we need to get better at tackling. This team defensively, gosh, it is so frustrating to watch. That's where that stat that we showed earlier about the 3rd and 11 plus base type things. We're giving it up because we suck at tackling. What are these dudes doing? Basically going to work every single day and practicing and training camp? I mean, are we hitting bags? Are we acting like we're tackling correctly? Are we doing situational tackling? Like, dude, we're like, did the other team have I don't know, Vaseline all over them that we're just sliding off these dudes or what? Like, dude, what is going on here, dude? Like, we have got to get better at tackling. Like, if we don't do that, we're gonna have the same looking defense. This exact defense, it's right here.
Yeah.
We're gonna have that same exact defense all year. Like, it's not going to change.
Well, and again, I get the concept of bend don't break.
Yep.
But there comes a point where it's like, dude, get physical. Here's the thing. If I'm a football player, I want to get up in somebody's grill, dude. I want to get physical with somebody, right? You better hope that they do at least. If you're a football player not wanting to get physical with the guy in front of you, then there's something wrong. You're in the wrong profession, in my opinion, right? So why not say, hey, dude, it's 3rd and short. All right, guys, jam them. I want you to punch these guys right in the dick every single time they try and do anything, dude. Just smack them. Maybe not in the dick, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, you got to give him a little ball tapping. You know?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, shit. There you go. But again, look, total defense, we're 31st, they're 5th. You know, we're giving up a lot of yards. And again, you can argue we played some pretty big teams. Anyways, continue with your questions. This will be, I think, our last slide, I believe. 3rd down conversion. We're letting people convert, man. You know, not good. Red zone defense. Not, you know, we're right there with the Chiefs as well. So I don't know. Sacks, right there with the Chiefs.
I mean, we're doing pretty wild right now. I mean, that's 7 of those are Mac. Probably like 4 of those are from Fox. I mean, a couple from Thule, like Bosa. I mean, that's pretty good. That's good numbers. I mean, 2nd in the league. It'd take that all day with. And those takeaways are not bad too. I mean, it's better than I thought, to be honest.
Well, but the other thought I had on this too, though, is maybe the argument of playing this soft zone is, well, we can get pressure on this guy and put him to the ground. Okay, I get that. And I really felt like we tried to do that way too much with the Cowboys, but they did just enough to give him just enough time. And he didn't make mistakes. You know, Dak did not make mistakes. And truly he needed to, but man, I like the concept of playing a little more physical. To me, that if I was Brandon Staley, that's what I would say. I'd say, dude, I want you guys to be physical. We hate these guys. Smack them around. I would rather see, you know, a penalty against stuff like that than just to play soft zone over and over again. It's like, come on, dude. Anyways, what do you say, Kyle?
Like Dennis is saying right now in the chat, he's like, again, playing 15 yards off receivers is a first down every time.
Every time.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I said, I ain't a quarterback, but I'll know once there's a guy that's 8 yards, 10 yards off of my receiver, I'm going to that guy every time. Like, I'll tell him just cut in the inside and I'll just give it to you in a quick slant. Like, easy. Like every time. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we've talked quite a bit. So let's go to your thoughts here. Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can't defend against that, or like. Yeah, you can't defend against that. Like if you're 10 yards out and just go in, just come towards the middle a little bit and you're good. Doesn't matter.
It's ridiculous.
100%. And guys, I will say this. I think the Chargers can beat the Chiefs. I really do. I don't think it's an offensive problem. Again, Herbert did not look like himself, but you know, we'll get there. The whole Harbaugh conversation, interesting. You never really know, right? Anyways, it is what it is. And here we go. Yes, this is exactly the other part of the problem too. I think the league and people are starting to really notice that these flags tend to always go their direction. You know, I don't know. It's frustrating to me, but it does always seem to be that way too. Yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go.
100%.
I mean,
it's such a conspiracy.
Yeah, 100% a conspiracy. Perfect. Like I said in some of the recap videos for the weekly NFL recap, when it's basically a 7-minute mark in 4th quarter, that's when all the calls favor the Chiefs and they find ways to be able to be open. The thing is, though, like, can we beat the Chiefs? Sure, we can. Can we beat the refs? Probably not. That's the thing in this game. Like,
that's right.
And an easy way to manipulate the game is the refs, right? We all know that. That's the easy way to manipulate the game. You keep drives alive.
Is that a plane?
Was that crickets? Was that crickets?
No. That was Among Us. So it's like the imposter has been revealed. And that's
Oh, got it. There we go. There we go.
Are working with the Chiefs. It's the 12th man on the field.
So okay, let's get to Aether's question. I guess he's bringing the heat. Okay, and throw your questions out now, guys. We're just going to throw as much as we can. First, want to say what's happened on Monday night was pathetic and embarrassing. You have 2 weeks to prepare for one team. Staley, what the F are you doing? Please explain this to me, fans. Shame on you, coach. Look, I'll be honest with you. It was an off day for Herbert. I think I can think of four major plays that if one of those hit, we would have won the game.
Yep.
And then even on the defensive side, Derwin James' stupid penalty on that guy gave up a field goal, right? That was the difference in the entire game. So I think it was a mixture of Herbert having kind of an off game. Maybe Biscotti and him are fighting. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what's going on, right?
That's right.
This guy, dude.
Yeah.
Here's my point, right? Like you got to figure out like what's going on there, right? And we dealt with the
emotional damage.
This guy, dude.
All right, keep this soundboard away from me, guys. But anyways, there's a lot to be said about that. I don't know. We kind of beat that last game like dead horse, but I don't know. I mean, tough for me to talk about anymore.
The thing about it is that we were so used to Justin Herbert making those throws, and it was just like, what's going on here? Now you would hope Justin Herbert would come back, and it will be the most Charger thing to do is to come back and just absolutely have a lights out game against the Chiefs and find a way to beat them. Absolutely would be the most Charger thing to do. To where it's just like everything is on point, no mistakes, great football, both sides of the ball, like total Charger thing to do. But I hope that happens. I really hope that happens.
Yeah. Aether says it's a must-win game. Guys, in the chat below, do you think it's a must-win game? It like every game in the NFL is. I sound like Justin Herbert. Every game in the NFL is a must-win game. I don't necessarily disagree with you, but this is especially more important because if we want to actually win the division, guess what? We better sweep the Chiefs. And, we need to start showing them that, we're a legit team. And everyone knows we're a legit team. We just underperform, right? And I don't understand why we keep doing that, right? It's ridiculous. But anyways.
Kyle, you talk first, Kyle.
Sure. Well, I was just going to say is like, I mean, we can still make the playoffs for sure if we just split with the Chiefs. We wouldn't win the division if we sweep the Chiefs or we split with the Chiefs or whatever. But like if we split with them, then our chances of getting into the playoffs are still up there, but we have to just win these games. Like, I mean, obviously I'm fairly confident we'll sweep the Raiders and the Broncos. So yeah.
The whole thing about this game, in my opinion, obviously you want to beat the Chiefs. And if you want a chance at the division, you have to beat the Chiefs. Now, I'm not really putting it on like this game is like a must win. Like if we go into next week on Sunday Night Football and lose to the Bears, like that's a crushing loss.
Oh,
and that's when the house is on fire. Like it is over with at this point.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yep.
That is a must win in my opinion. If we lose from this game, that is a must win. And you lose it because like at that point.
We need to go on a roll because then we play the Bears and we play the Jets. The Jets are a very beatable team. They're not that great. And the Bears are not a good team, right? So let's say we did lose this game, we'll probably end up 4-4. And then we always play better at the end of the season. But again, at the end of the day, it's like, why are we not dominating players? Why are we not dominating teams? I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Dennis Yum, can Buffoon Staley please come out with a game plan? I agree. And again, like I said, put somebody on Travis Kelce. You are all over him like white on rice. Do not let him move. Smack him around. Get physical, dude. Like, bro, look, get physical with him. That's why I think Derwin James would be great. Just put somebody right on him the entire time. And then make other people beat us because the rest of the wide receiver crew is not great. And really the run game hasn't been great either. So
right. Well, the whole thing when the Jets traded McCole Hardman back to basically the Chiefs, that's kind of the one thing that you're like, okay, now they got one of their weapons back again. Like that could be the continuity. I mean, Tony or whatever his name is. I don't think he's that guy.
No.
You know, there's also was it Rashid Rice, I believe it is.
He's a rookie.
Yeah, rookie. You know, I put him in my fantasy team this week because I needed some help. And, you know, he's been getting a lot of targets. So there is a thing that you're saying when you start getting McCall to Hartman and such, it could start shifting quite a bit with this team all around. So, yeah. I mean, Kelsey's the engine that gets it going, by the way. So stop him immediately.
Yeah. So here's the thought here. So this is against the Chiefs, obviously. My game plan for Sunday's defense: get your butt off the field, third down, stay disciplined in your lane, keep the quarterback in the pocket. Yeah, I agreed. Yeah, but they say that every time with Patrick Mahomes, and guys, that's just he's good at getting away. He's elusive, right?
But the thing is, though, like, I would like to see a stat on this. What is our third down sack rate for us versus like our second or first? I feel like we find ways to be able to get there on first and second, but third down, we just cannot figure it out for some reason or another. Like, I feel like it's probably a pretty low percentage at this point. And I don't know if it's like Brandon Staley's betting that Thule Mac Bosa is going to find a way to get to the quarterback on third down in these 3rd and 17s or whatever it might be. I mean,
those thirds and extra longs are terrible. But what about our third and shorts? Are they just as bad, or like you know, things like that? You know,
I'm sure.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because I do feel like this team has not found a rhythm. The weird thing is, I think defensive line is playing great right now. I mean, we're playing great. We're stopping the run. We're playing amazing. But then, you know, our deep, we're doing okay at times, but then we make some bad, stupid calls, like that one tackle with Mike Davis. Dude, the weird thing is it was strange to me that the rest of the Charger players were just standing around and just watching and weren't even trying to tackle or gang tackle at all. It was just really odd. Couldn't understand that. But again, Robert, I think you're exactly right. I think put DJ on him, get physical with him, dude. That'd be good to have that little sound effect. Let's get physical. I want to get physical. Anyways, but that's about having sex with somebody. So that wouldn't work out too well. But anyways, it sounds funny. Anyways, Staley has to go. Pop Warner, yada yada. Again, Darius Davis, get him involved. QJ, get him involved. We've seen this a million times. Yep.
So crazy stat about the QJ DD situation from the last game. I was looking at snap counts. So Palmer had 71 snap counts, most out of all wide receivers. Keenan Allen 70. Quentin Johnston had 35. Keelan Doss, who was elevated from the practice squad, had 12 snaps. Darius Davis had 2. Why did Keelan Doss have more snaps than Darius Davis?
Yeah, weird, right?
Yeah, that makes no sense to me. Yeah,
no sense.
Yeah, I don't get that either, man. And it's interesting because, like, why not? And then so was people talking about Simi Fehoko. Well, Simi Fehoko can get the ball as well too. And it's like, well, guys, again, one of the things that you see a lot in route progression. I mean, perfect example. Look at Travis Kelce. You described it perfectly, James. Travis Kelce, he won't run his route. He might be running a post or something. He'll break off of it and just go, come 100%. Up, stop. And then just move to one side or the next and just get the first down, like run to the sticks. So he runs sticks a lot.
Yep.
Well, why don't we have like Gerald Everett do that or Donald Parham do that, right? Super easy little, stick routes. I'm a big believer in that. Makes a lot of sense. In the middle of the field. That guy's working the middle of the field. But again, like you could get QJ involved. You can get Darius Davis involved. And you need to start putting plays there that make him the guy. But I don't know. We almost have too many weapons, if that makes any sense, right? We almost have too many mouths to feed. It's a little hard. That's, I think, another part of the problem that we have at this moment. And again, Herbert's going to go with what he knows, right? He knows Keenan Allen and he knows Josh Palmer. So, he doesn't have to look at anybody else. And I think he's got a little bit of a tunnel vision there for sure.
Yeah. And that's
so-
the whole thing. We got to just get Quentin Johnston involved. You could give him a quick
Yep.
little like screen pass, sweep, get him involved. Like it's getting ridiculous at this point.
Yeah. And everyone talks about Coupon Tom. It's funny, man. Like, I do wonder why. Look, I think bottom line, we got some major money problems next year. We got some major money problems.
Yeah.
We don't probably want to talk about that a whole lot, but Bosa's probably not going to be on the team. Mike Williams is probably not going to be on the team. We're gonna have to start cutting some heads.
A very bumpy ride on the offseason.
Yeah, something's gonna happen. There's too much money sitting out there. Hell, we're probably gonna trade Bosa away for like a 5th round pick or a 6th round pick and take half of the salary. We got to free up some money somewhere. Again, it's been a little rough in that regard, and so there's not a lot of money left in the tank. We'll leave it at that, right? And I think I talked about that about 2 weeks ago. Everything's been spent. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Papa Spanos, the bank of Papa Spanos is closed for the holidays.
For the holidays, yeah, Brandon Staley sat on Santa Spanos' lap. He got what he wanted. He got J.C. Jackson. That was a complete shit show. And then, but Khalil Mack has been great. We're probably going to keep Mack around, I would assume, because he's been healthy. But,
right.
We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Jesus, have no idea what it's going to say. Out of sync. Defense is good defense, and shit, the defense is good defense. The offense is shit. Yeah, it's true. We've never really truly seen both click at all, right? And that's been my frustrating. It's like, it's so strange.
Yep. I've been saying
that
happened
roughly 2006, 2007 year.
Yeah. We just can't find a way to be on the same page. And I've been saying that for a while. Like, we cannot figure out how to basically be the same.
Oh, losing him again.
Yeah, lost him again. Yep. And Kellen Moore, I think Kellen Moore definitely did well. Kellen Moore has been fine. I don't think Kellen Moore has been the problem at all. I truly don't think so. I just think a lot of, again, Herbert needs to be better at looking at other places on the field.
Right.
The last interception was kind of ridiculous. I think Herbert was just trying to fit it in something. Yeah. Again, he was pressured, but he wasn't pressured that bad, but again, I don't know. But again, Lombardi also kept things very simple. The progressions were very simple, right? All he had to really so there's arguments both ways, right? Because I think under Lombardi, it was more like, okay, where's the one-on-one matchup? And okay, is Mike Williams on a one-on-one? Is Keenan Allen on one-on-one? That was easy for him. He just had to choose who was on the one-on-ones and who was getting double covered. And then you just go with the person you just know is going to win the battle, right? And so that was kind of simple for him. It's a little different under Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore has a lot more, a lot more options. We'll leave it at that, right? So, and again, Lombardi ran stick all the time and ins, outs, just flats, just really weird, play concepts. I thought they were really strange looking.
Yeah.
So okay, let's continue going. There was a couple more questions here. Okay. Here we go. Okay, and guys, keep your questions coming out here as well too. Okay, and Aether, throw out your insane prediction later. Please throw it out there.
Yeah, I think
we're excited. All caps. All caps.
All cap. He's coming in with no cap, bro. No cap.
No cap, bro. No cap. All right,
he's coming in all cap.
All cap.
Bruh.
Chargers better be able to score in the red zone and finish drive. I like it. Well, and again, this is a good point. Yeah, if we start losing now, I do think though, again, worst case scenario, let's say we win 3-3. I think we could easily win the next 2 games. And we would be, 5-3.
Yeah. And
we'd be right back where we need to be. And again, you're exactly right? Winning every game matters. Every game matters, guys. It there's no game that doesn't matter, right?
And that's the thing that I love about the NFL, man. Like instead of going and watching baseball, you got 162 games. You're going to lose games. I mean, what is it? Tommy La Russa said you're going to win 60, lose 60. It's about the other, 42 games that you figure out to be able to decide your season. So pretty much that's all you need to do. And now in the NFL, it's like every game matters. Every game freaking matters.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you compare baseball season to NFL season, it's like a 10-to-1 ratio.
Oh yeah.
So you got, one game in the NFL equals 10 games in baseball season. So it's like, yeah. And I think it's like 5 to basketball. So it's like, there's too many games in a lot of those other sports. And like, so with football, every game's important, especially conference games and especially divisional games. Most importantly, divisional games.
Well, and also, it's not a long season, right? It's only 17 games. You say, well, that's a lot of that's a lot of games. Not really. 17 games, and injuries happen, and the whole team changes, right? So, I don't know. A lot to be said about that. By the way, what's up with that safety that we got that had the dehydration issue? I know he just got dehydrated, so he might play. I mean, who knows what the situation is with that?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, it seems like he's fine. I mean, drink some water, my man. Like, I mean, you're on the plane, drink some dang water. But it sounds like he's good to go. So it's not like he's saying he's injured or anything. So they don't have him on the injury report as light practice for the last 2 days. So, I mean, he should be fine. They didn't say he's out or doubtful or anything like that.
Yep. Yes, and Bolt Babes, all the Bolt Bros will be there at the Bears game. We're going to be out there for that game. So at least that's the plan. So definitely want to link up with you. So definitely shoot us a message, and let's link up for sure. Okay, so I think this is Aether's bold prediction. James, you want to take this?
My bold prediction are Mahomes and Herbert will each throw for over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Damn.
QJ and Keenan will combine 17 catches, 256 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's going to be that's a heavy game. Now the thing about it is, like, that's a lot of yards for both teams. Who's really going to win with that kind of situation? That's just going to be like once again, I would like to see a Charger game where we don't have to have a defibrillator next to me. And, like, gosh, man, like, it's just, dude, it's too much. It's too much, guys. I mean, there's fans out there that just can't take it anymore, it seems like. I mean, it's frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Kyle, we've been looking at that in the chat like all freaking week. People are asking for the head of Brandon Staley,
Yep.
Well, and I understand that, right? Just because we have, look, when your team sucks and you have zero expectations, nobody cares, right? It's like, okay, whatever. We're not supposed to be good this year anyways. But when you have a salary the way we have, when you have the firepower we have, there are expectations. And it's like, no, man, we need to start winning. Like, what's the deal here? So there's a lot to be said about that. And Kyle, I kind of feel like we got almost too many mouths to feed. The weird thing about that is when I interviewed Josh Palmer always said something interesting. He said, look, man, there's plenty to go around. There's plenty to go around. And I will say this. I do feel like Justin Herbert's gotten a little bit of tunnel vision for Keenan Allen. And, we're also missing Mike Williams. Mike Williams is that 50-50 ball guy that could go up and get those tough balls. So we're missing him, and it's been bad ever since he's been out, right? And and that should be Palmer, but Palmer's missed a few as well, too. So there's a lot to be said about that.
Yeah.
And Bosa is most likely gone. Each week is a different guy. And mismatches, right? Exactly. And I kind of feel like that's where I get a little frustrated with Herbert. I feel like he's being a little too focused on one or two people. Trade
deregulation.
Okay, and James too.
About trading James pretty much off, and look, I love Derwin James, but it is, man, what it is with this year, he is just doing too much. That's doing too much right now, and he's gotta stop these penalties. You can't do it against the Chiefs, by the way, because that's gonna be they're gonna make you pay for it every time.
Oh yeah, those refs gonna freaking they'll give them a whole touchdown for a penalty. You know, they'll say, "Oh yeah, new rule happened. You touch Patrick Mahomes' face, that's a touchdown instantly."
Yep, 100%, man. And thank you, Bolt Babes. Yeah. Please like and subscribe. And I will say there's something for whatever reason, guys. YouTube, for whatever reason, has kind of put us in the penalty box. I'm not quite sure what's going on. We haven't gotten any questions, but YouTube seems to be acting a little wonky with us for whatever reason. So hopefully you guys can see us.
Not a fan.
Yeah, not sure what happened with that. So we'll keep you guys posted on that for sure. So there's never an easy game for the Bolts. Does not exist in our world. I agree. Well, and it's going to come down to the fourth quarter for the Chargers, especially against the Chiefs for sure. I mean, it's going to be – that's just how we always play. Right. Lost 2 years of my life watching the Chargers play for sure. I agree.
Hey, you can gain those 2 years back by getting a street hot dog right outside of the stadium. I guarantee you, those things are blessings. Don't eat any of the food in the stadium because you'll lose 4 years of your life with that stuff. You know.
Yeah. I don't know about that. But anyways, people are always going to call for Staley's head. I mean, it is what it is, dude. Like, I just think, for whatever reason, man. I mean, look, he's got the number one. I think we are the most expensive defense in the NFL, and we're consistently towards the bottom, right? So, hey, that sucks. And again, if I was Staley, I would get more aggressive. I'd say, look, I want you to jam them. I don't care. I'd rather lose playing aggressively. That's what he does. He plays. It's weird to me that we're running such an aggressive offense, going for it on fourth down, and yet we play a very soft defense, right? That we're two high safeties, and we're not really being aggressive, and we're not blitzing. We're not doing a lot of man coverage. I mean, we're doing some, but it's odd to me that he's aggressive one way and not aggressive the other. I don't understand that. I would rather do more press man, and have them jam at the line. I don't know. It just feels a little weird to me, Yep. And again, I do think you're right. Play him close to the ball. That will probably happen this game for sure. Which stat equals Bolts win? Herbo 300 yards or 6 sacks on Mahomes? I think Herbo 300 yards, man, because Mahomes is going to get his points too. Yeah.
I mean, it's really about what he did with those 300 yards, in my opinion. It's 6 sacks is great. Maybe if you got a fumble sack on that or whatnot, I mean, that'd be awesome. But it's about what you did with those 300 yards, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yep.
I would definitely say sacks on Mahomes, because if we can just keep sacking Mahomes and keep him rattled, keep him off the field, that's gonna make the difference there. Like, our defense needs to step up. It's not the offense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, the other thing too, it's pretty simple, guys. If you got 2 high safeties the entire time, then guess what? They are back there 100%. The only time they're going to come up is if there's a play in front of them or they know it's a run play. So my thought is press them at the line. Don't let them have free release. Guys, most of these routes are timing routes. 5-step drop, post, flat. It's timing, right? So the whole point of putting pressure on a quarterback is to get them out of their timing and out of the rhythm. Yep. But you can also do that by jamming the wide receivers at the line so they can't be where they need to be in that amount of time. And when you give them that much space, it's easy for them to operate. You're not making it difficult for them to throw the ball. And I don't know. Who knows? Who am I anyways? All right, guys. Well, we've been here a little over an hour now. So final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up. Who wants to go first?
Okay, sure. I guess I'll go first. I'm just gonna say, guys, here's my prediction though. 27-21, Chiefs gonna win though. Sorry to say. I just gotta throw it out there.
Man, you're really not gonna be liked on this channel, Kyle. They're gonna hate you.
Hey, you know what? I just gotta like call a duck. Like I feel like we're in a world of hurt right now with our defense, and like I haven't seen much adjustments going on, and we're playing the Chiefs at home. The Arrowhead gets really loud. Chargers like ain't used to a loud stadium anymore. You know, like look, I'm just throwing it out there. Like I'm looking at the Vegas odds. They're talking about like, you know, like a -6 or whatever, something like that. So like I'm having a hard time seeing our boys win this game. We can win it for sure, and I feel like it can come down to that 2 minutes thing. But I'm starting to feel the Chargers are charging this season, and so like I feel like that's where my head's at. Like I know a lot of people probably laughing at it, or they're typing away. They're getting ready to throw some heat at me for sure. But I'm just saying is that like my confidence is a little bit wavering right now on the Chargers. So I still love my Bolts, but hey, man, you know, they got to win this game in order to secure my faith again, you know?
Yeah. But it would be, in my final thoughts, it would be the most Charger-esque thing to be able to get the dub and have a good game where everybody's like, wow, we're back to 500 and we beat the Chiefs finally. I mean, Brandon Staley was hired here to beat the Chiefs, basically, and he's only beat the Chiefs once. And, you know, obviously it's only his third year and everything too. But, man, the one thing I'm going to say about this is we don't need to beat the Chiefs. We need to beat the refs. And these refs and I'm not saying specifically to all these conspiracy theories that are going out about the Chiefs, and I believe that's true, but we are playing bad situational based football. We're doing these stupid penalties at the wrong time. And look, I do think there's a good chance that we could beat this team, but I've said it before, and I'm looking for, and I'm not going to throw a prediction out there, by the way, guys, because every time I predict, I end up losing. So I ain't even saying anything, but we just got to play clean football. That's all it is. Clean football will give us a great chance to be able to win this game. That's my final thoughts. And by the way, we added a link in the chat for a pre-order form for the glasses that Kyle's wearing right there. These are the Bolt Bros 2023 shades, by the way. If you guys want to take a look at it, pretty dope little shades there. So if you guys look like you want to play some softball, go to the sand dunes with some cool shades.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
dude.
You just want to bro out, you know? Do it, man.
If you got a mullet, you're good with those too. You're real good with those with a mullet. And
by the way,
if you drive
on that idea of the mullet, what's up with this haircut out there? Like where people like it's just all long on the top, but they just go around the ears and that's it. It's like kind of a quasi mullet, you know. It's not like really a mullet, but it's like kind of a mullet. It's weird.
Tried. That's the half mullet. That's the half mullet.
Oh, okay. It's halfy. It's a 50-50.
Yeah.
So Kyle, you're going to be benched this week. You know, you jinxed us. Hey, so in the chat, should we remove Kyle from the Bolt Bros for a whole week? I think it's a good idea.
What?
Yeah, he's done.
I'm canceled till Wednesday.
You're canceled, dude. Till we get a dub, dude. Till we get a dub. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Aether. Yes. Now, look. I'll say this, man. To me, it frustrates me because, look, I think we're going to win by a touchdown. I really do. I think we can win by 7 points. My frustration, my conspiracy theory, if you could play that little conspiracy theory sound there, that'd be good. Because here's my thing. I get really annoyed. Oh, there you go. That's right. They don't want to see the Chiefs lose no more, dude, because they got the Swiftie audience. They're getting some new viewers. These stupid girls are finally showing up and, oh, I'm so cool. Taylor Swift, she likes football now. Right. And like it's become stupid, right? And like in you know the refs, the Swifties, you're exactly right, Bolt Lightning. Now I will say this. Aether wants to take over. Oh, you're out, Kyle. Sorry, bro. Sorry, dude.
Get in here, Aether. Hey, but hey, I will say this though: the one positive towards our game against the Chiefs is that it's not a primetime game. So because it's not so it's not a national broadcast game. We actually have a better chance of winning this one then.
But it is a broadly broadcasted game across the nation.
Yeah,
look at like map.
Right.
There's like a tiny sliver of like Broncos, Lions, I think, but then it's pretty much all like Chiefs, Chargers. So it's kind of like a primetime game, but
Yeah.
hey, do you want me to throw out a score prediction just because maybe that helps break up?
Yeah, you got to, damn.
Hey,
Yeah.
I just say we win by 7 points, man. I'm just going to say a touchy. That's what we win by. Yeah, and then
buckle up, boys. We're gonna get a last minute touchdown, 21-20, and we're gonna make it happen.
Ooh.
It's gonna be
21-20.
21-20.
Wow. Okay. 21-20.
Nice.
Yeah. So Kyle, we're gonna fine you and suspend you. You are officially done, dude.
Oh dang. Okay. All right. Fine. I'll enjoy my watch party then at what's it called? Famous Dave's with the Bolt City Diehards. Then you guys can enjoy that by yourself then.
So I guess Aether says Herbert's gonna sleep with Swift on Saturday night. Yeah. What's up? Ooh. That's a nice controversy.
Nice. He's gonna swoop her up. That's what's up.
Hey, you know what? We're gonna, you're ready to sleep with a real man.
Nice.
Emotional damage.
Hey,
alrighty.
All right.
We got the Bolt babes. Hey, you know what? Your spot's getting filled, Kyle. I mean, I don't know, dude. You're in trouble, dude. You're in trouble, bro.
Hey, I'm telling you, I'm ready to be the dark horse in this family. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I guess so, bro. I guess so, bro. Yeah. Man, I don't know, dude. Everyone's spitting fire at you, dude. For real. You done, dude. You done. Great. Game over, bro.
A lot of resumes getting thrown in here.
Yeah, sure. That's right.
Oh man.
That's right. Well, guys, all right. So plenty to talk about. We're going to be watching the game live, obviously. So, it'll be good. We're also going to go live after the game, post-game show. It's going to be interesting, dude. I think the story lines up kind of an interesting. Let's put a little heartbreak into the Swifties. Oh, my God. The Chiefs can actually lose a game now? Interesting. You never know. That could happen, right? I mean,
right.
A lot could happen at this point, right? And show them that they're not an unbeatable team, and they're not. No. They've already lost the first game of the season, and they don't look that good offensively, right? I mean, let's just hope the Chargers don't make them look good offensively this game. So I like this. Aether's going to have his cigars ready to go. Again, this will be exciting, guys.
You know what? Right, I'll go out and I'll buy some brisket just ahead of the victory too. So yeah, just in case.
Okay, yeah. All right. Kyle's coming back to the fold.
Proactive brisket. Let's go.
Yeah, we're not going to kick you out of the Bolt Bros just yet. We're getting close though. We're getting close. We're getting close. That's about it. You got one more chance, bro. That's it. Actually, you know what you call it? We call that a PIP. We're going to put you on a personal improvement plan. Yeah, we're going to pip you up, dude.
Oh, there you go.
You're going to get pipped, dude. Yeah, you're going to get
PIP, holding it down.
Yeah, you got to change your attitude. You got to be here on time.
All right, Mama, I love you.
So good.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. All righty, guys. Well, we're the Bolt Bros. We will see you guys in the next one.
Let's go.
Let's go.